If I think about some of the larger intercepts at the Nyungu area, we've sort of had between 40 and 60 meters, between 0.6 and 0.8%. A lot of people might not realize that for that region of Zambia, that is considered high grade. It's got good economic potential. It's near surface. It can be mined in an open pit environment. So we were very happy with that.
Welcome to those tuning into the Assay TV, where we're in beautiful Cape Town for our 121 mining investment event. And I am delighted to be joined by Sam Hosack, the Managing Director of Prospective Resources. So welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
So it's actually been a little while since we last caught up. So can you give us a recap of Prospect as a company?
Sure. Well, Prospect was very involved in the Arcadia Lithium project, and we developed a bit of a reputation as lithium people in this sort of 2020 to 2022 phase, which resulted in the transaction of the Arcadia Lithium mine for $422 million on a 100% basis. That was in a tremendously exciting time for our shareholders and a great realization of all the hard work we did at Arcadia. Since then, Katie, we've been focusing on our strategy into Zambia predominantly and copper. And copper isn't something that I'm new to or that is new to the team. I spent a lot of my career, 15 years of my career in copper. So it's been a natural progression to take the business in that direction.
So let's talk about that. You obviously acquired Mumbezhi in May of 2024, so it was quite a recent acquisition. What attracted you there besides the copper, obviously?
Sure, yeah. So we looked at nearly 40 projects in the Namibia, Botswana, Zambia region before we were willing to take a move on the Mumbezhi Copper Project. What we really liked about it was that it had the potential with its near-surface geology for a starter pit. Firstly, we felt there was enormous scale on this particular tenement, but we needed to be sure and confident that there was a starter pit. And we were really certain about that with Mumbezhi. And that's what swayed us and focused us towards that project, which is up in the northwest of Zambia.
And you obviously made the right choice there because your phase one drill program has given out some pretty impressive results. Can you share any of those with us?
Sure. Look, we've done 10,000 meters of drilling in a very short space of time. We've acquired through the transaction 15,000 meters of drilling and drill core. So we were really in a strong position as we went into this. Whilst it was a maiden drill program for us, it was building on a massive database and continued to build out that potential for scale that we were so desperate for. So yes, we've got some results out and very pleasing. So the team have done a great job there, and most of those are now on the market.
And you've also defined some pretty interesting anomalies. What picture is it painting for the project?
Yeah, so if I think about some of the larger intercepts at the Nyungu area, we've sort of had between 40 and 60 meters, between 0.6 and 0.8%. A lot of people might not realize that for that region of Zambia, that is considered high grade. It's got good economic potential. It's near surface. It can be mined in an open pit environment. So we were very happy with that. And we more or less doubled what we understood internally to be the resource from the point that we acquired it to the end of the program. And a lot of that work is actually going to come together in this quarter in a maiden resource statement. So we're pretty excited about that.
So I was going to say what is next in the pipeline, but it would be the maiden resource.
It's really just building out that confidence that this is a large scale, high potential tenement. We obviously will always talk about the fact that we're excited about it, but we want to be able to show quite clearly to our shareholders in the market where that scale is going to come, why we think it's there, and how we're going to realize it. And I think for those that know us know to expect that we sometimes take our time to make commitments, but once we've made a commitment on something, we feel very confident. So we're right there now.
You're going to deliver, I can feel it. So as an Australian-based exploration company, you speak about Zambia very wholeheartedly. What's it like to operate there?
Sure. Look, I've got a very soft spot for Zambia. Zambia was where I started my career in mining with First Quantum Minerals, and and First Quantum are very much pioneers in that time, sort of extending the Western Copperbelt towards the West. And a lot of work happened in the early phase of my career, which had a big impact on me. So I love Zambia. Zambia, however, has had periods in the last, say, 10 years where the policies have shifted away from the investor, and the investors have become frustrated. But in the last 4 years, there's been a massive move by the government of Zambia towards the industrialization of the copper belt and to push the production of copper forward. So they have a target of 3 million tons by 2031. And it's definitely not just an aspirational target. There's a very clear plan on how they intend to bring production from where it is now at about 700,000 tons to about 1.6 odd million tons. And from then onwards, it's a bit more aspirational in the sort of next 5 years, but there's a really clear plan and supported by governments in a fantastic country. So we think we've got the right project, the right team, the right jurisdiction, and we're excited about copper.
Excellent. Well, to round things up, can you just highlight some milestones for our investors to look out for in the coming months?
Yeah, I think the main target we all have is producing a maiden resource estimate, talking a bit about the exploration potential that we've seen so that we can talk about what's in the resource and what could be added to the resource to demonstrate the scale potential that we have for Mumbezhi. We've made an application for a mining license. That would be very good for us. We're expecting that in this quarter. And we're also going back through all the old data that we acquired. And I think there's going to be quite a lot of opportunity to put forward a bit of sort of, shall we say, what we found looking through old drill core. We're going to re-log it. There's definitely opportunity to show the possibility of extension through that process. So
busy few months ahead.
Oh, yeah. For sure. It's an exciting time for us.
Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the event.
Thank you very much for having me.